up, though? What up, though? And dog back with another video. Want to give it up for my dog Daz, aka that nigga Daz Dillinger, coming out of Long Beach, former Death Row member, 1/3 of the Dog Pound Gangsters, Snoop Dogg little cousin. You know, the dude that keep it crip at all times, dude that produced for Pac, Snoop, Death Row, everybody, man. Once upon a time was signed to JD's So Def record. Got a classic record with Rick Ross on some real shit. And he just still to this day doing his thing, man. And he's a dope individual, dope producer, dope rapper. I love how he keep it G, how he true to himself no matter what. He crip for life, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, he gonna always be that. And you know, I really rock with Daz, man. I do. And like I be asking people like, do you rock with Daz? A lot of people be like, no. And it hurt me to hear that. Like, Daz is dope. I fuck with Daz. Like, yo, Daz is dope. How can you not listen to him, man? This man is important to the culture. This man did this, that, and the third for the culture. And he deserved his flowers, and I have yet to see anybody do that. But shout out to the platforms that have reached out to him and brought him on their platform. DJ Vlad, you know, a couple of other people, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I ain't gonna be able to do that right now. You know, I got to get my name out here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I still want to give Daz his flowers. So yeah, man, Daz was a major part of my upbringing, my come up, you know what I'm saying? I got hip to him back when I was a kid, in the younger days. Because, you know, the West Coast in my book, a lot of people don't agree with this, but the West Coast in my book was running things in the 90s. No disrespect to New York, the South, nobody, but the West Coast was on, man, because you had Death Row. Ice Cube and Mac 10 and all of them was still around doing their thing. And you had multiple other artists, you know, that was putting on for the West. And I feel like the West was really doing it. Like, you couldn't go nowhere without hearing a Snoop Dogg song on the radio or a Death Row record, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, the West was doing it. So, of course, you know, me, I gravitated to the Dog Pound more than anything. Like, I just liked the corrupt flow, the Daz Dillinger gangsterism. I just love that shit. I like how Daz do his beats. And I like their style. Like I said again, they always keep it crip. They true to who they is, bro. Like they Crips for life. I fuck with that shit because they them. Like, niggas, you know, I get it, you know, because a lot of people don't really be on that no more, and I totally understand. But they gonna let you know, like, it ain't on me, it's in me, and it's for life, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, like, I got hip to Daz from the Dog Pound, not like Daz as a solo artist, like, because I actually remember, man, I was thumbing through my boy DER's CD book. He was my older friend. I was like 8, he was 11, and he was big on collecting CDs as well. That's where I got it from, him and my dog PL. And I was thumbing through his CD book, and he had Daz Dillinger Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back, the first album. That was Daz's debut album. And I remembered that because when I looked at the CD, that caught my attention, like the dog paw, the blue, the title name, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, that's my man from the Dog Pound. That was, you know what I'm saying? So, like, but I never listened to it. Like I said, I was always hip to the Death Row stuff, even though that was a Death Row album. But I was like, you will hear him on Tupac album, All Eyes on Me, or the Above the Rim soundtrack, you know. So, like, as far as listening to Daz as a solo artist, I didn't do that till later on in life, like the early 2000s. And the first album I believe I heard was DPGC, You Know What I'm Throwing Up, or This Is the Life I Lead. And those two albums are classics. They're two of my all-time favorite albums. I love those two albums to death. Like, Daz did his thing on both those albums. And the DPGC, You Know What I'm Throwing Up, that's the album where he was going at everybody. Like, he just didn't care. Like, he was going at corrupt. He was, because, you know, once upon a time they had a beef. They had issues, for those that don't know. He was going at corrupt. He was going at Suge Knight. You already know how that was. And he was going at Ja Rule. You know, around that time, that's when 50 was about to hit the scene. And kind of like everybody was gunning for Ja Rule. Ja Rule was that nigga. Ja Rule was on top. So I don't know where he got to do with it, but yeah, Daz name shouted Ja on that album, and Daz got a song on there where he dropped the disrespectful name that you call the other side, and that messed me up. I'm like, whoa, this man don't care. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. When I say the other side, I mean like the Bloods. Like, he really, I'm like, oh man, Daz don't give a fuck. He said that disrespectful name on the song. I was like, wow. But that's my favorite album, DPGC, you know what I'm throwing up. That's the album where when you brought it, it came with a bonus CD, and the CD featured music videos and interviews, and the single for that album was "You Ain't Shit." That featured Badass, the late great Badass, the rapper from that was also a member affiliated with them. Rest in peace. He left us a few years back. And yeah, like you could probably look it up on YouTube if you ain't got the album. But yeah, This Is the Life I Lead. On that one, he was rocking with a group heavy called PFN, Professional Navigators, and he also got Too Short on there. And that album is a classic. But yeah, he released multiple records like Who Wanna Ride With Us, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot, bro. And another one of my favorites was what's that? His album that is considered his best album ever. Like, if you look it up, this album is called Public Enemy. That didn't come out to 2009, bro. And if you look it up, read about it, they said that's considered Daz's best album. And I was very shocked to hear that. But once I listened to it, I'm like, yo, I see why they saying this. But yeah, man. Daz, I fuck with you. I was riding with him, like, when he got on the internet, he was in his feelings. He said that word again, and I guess somebody ended up snitching on him, and he ended up getting arrested for having this, that, and the third. You know, I was like, damn, Daz. I went on my social media page, like, free the dog. You know, but I really rock with Daz. Daz is a major. Once upon a time, he was my favorite rapper. Like, I got Apple Music. I got all the music shit, because that's like all I be doing. I be listening to music. So I got all the streaming services. But if you like, I got all of that because certain sites don't have certain shit. So on Apple Music, you can go back to listen to all the shit like all your favorite songs that you was banging from when you first got your iPhone. So I joined iPhone back in 2016. So it'll let you go back to that year to see all the, like, your favorite songs that you was bumping. So me, I always, for some odd reason, go back to either 2020 or 2021, because I was like bumping Daz heavy, bro. And actually, that's what made me do this video. Like, I've been wanting to do this video. I actually did it before, but I left out some stuff and I felt like I rushed it. But yeah, man, I actually, was listening to Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back, Public Enemy, and what was the other one I was bumping? It was another Daz album I was bumping. Public Enemy, Retaliation, and Daz and Mataz, that came out in 2018. I bumped all three of these albums today, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna give Daz his flowers because he deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do that. Shout out to Daz Dillinger, Dermont Arnold, that nigga Daz Dilly the dog. Y'all know what I'm talking about, Dog Pound Gangster. Nigga run his own shit, do his own beats, everything. And now he doing construction. He still makes music, but he on the construction side of things too, man. I fuck with Dog. I got his book. I got a couple of his CDs, but I actually just ordered Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back on cassette tape because it was at a cheap price. And I'm like, let me get this before somebody end up getting it and I got to pay some ridiculous $50, $60 for another one. But I just recently brought that today, as a matter of fact. I got his book, his signed copy of his book. I ain't finished reading it. I read like the first chapter, I think. Or either I started reading it. But yeah, I got his book. I got his music. I fuck with Daz, man. Shout out to Daz. So yeah, let me know y'all favorite album. Leave it in the comments. You know, like I said, he dropped so much stuff. Daz and Mataz, Who Wanna Ride With Us, like so many volumes of that. DPGC, you know what I'm throwing up. Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back. I Got Love in These Streets. With It, Weed Money. Molly World. He dropped so much music, bro, and I want to get this man his flowers because he deserve it. So yeah, shout out to Daz, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave it in the comments your favorite songs and all of that. Oh, my favorite song personally is probably Run the Streets from This Is the Life I Lead. Or he dropped the album with Tupac that he produced with Pac, and it's like a bunch of old Pac shit that never was released. And that album is called Dillinger and Machiavelli, or Machiavelli and Dillinger, and they have a song on there called First to Bomb. That's actually my favorite Daz song. If y'all, a lot of people not hip to that, so if y'all not, look it up, check it out. Dope. Machiavelli and Dillinger, or Dillinger and Machiavelli. The song is called First to Bomb. Fire, banger. It's Ant Dog, biggest dog of them all. Shout out to Daz, and the dog is out.